Welcome back, my gardening friends. Well, I've done a little experiment with sheep's wool, potato fertiliser and nothing added. The previous video we did, I think I got the seed potatoes mixed up. So this one is the one with the potato fertiliser in. Rudolph, kindly sent to me by Nick. That's NIC, Allotment. So there should be 3 containers here somewhere. This one's the one with nothing added, so I presume all it is my compost out of the worm bin. So it's a wormery one. And then one with the sheep's wool. All with 3 seed potatoes in, he says, hopefully. Right, I'll get these over to the wheelbarrow. We'll get you set up and we'll have a little look. I've never grew Rudolph before, so hopefully they're all the same. Let's start with the Rudolph with nothing added. Put that one to one side. There's no blight at the moment, so there's no need to pull the haulms out, but I like to pull them out. It's easier for a potato reveal. These can go in the compost bin because they're not got blight on them. But when I store my potatoes, I pull the haulms out and that's where they stay. And then if I don't get to use them, they start growing again. Keep them in the polytunnel. I hope they're supposed to be red. Never grown them before, as I've said. So, some cabbage stalks in there. Put that back in the compost bin. That's why I sift this material. There's one of the old seed. We'll see how. Let's make sure we can find 3 seed potatoes. So these have just grown in my homemade compost. This one's a little bit drier. It's all sorts in here. The potatoes are a great way of breaking down material. It could be a bit of leaf mold there that I've threw in just to help the mix, keep the worms happy. And I kept the worms happy by covering them with sheep's wool over the winter. Seed there. There's a potato on it. I'll plant that again. Just not got time though, but you could do. Sweetie wrappers. There's the 3rd seed. I'll find any more. We've been cheating. There's all sorts in here. You know, when you collect leaves. Peach, is it? A peach shell nut seed. Right, I'll just have a fertile through there. So that's Rudolph, nothing added. That's just homemade compost, 3 seed potatoes, and I've got that as payback. It's been quite difficult to keep these watered, but they took priority. Because they're in containers, but they're so much easier to harvest. You don't get damage from forks or anything else. In the last video I did, There's the 3 from before. Last video I did, one pot was really wet and then one pot wasn't. Oh, there's the onion. Extra large spring onion. We don't mind. Right, sheep's wool, 3 seed potatoes. We've already found one. So we would expect a bit more from this one. And then you would have expected a lot more from the potato seed. Now, the previous video I did, it looked like I'd got 2 seed potatoes mixed up. All of them, really, because they all look the same. Sheep's wool isn't broken down as well. I put a full layer in the bottom, so let's just tip it out and see. Look at the roots system in that. In my previous one, that's broke down really well. The root system in there, it's amazed me really, but considering how much sheep's wool I put in the bottom, I haven't found the other potato yet. So I'll empty that out, put it back in the container ready for putting in the bin. So that's what we've got from the sheep's wool. Only found 2 seed potatoes on that one. My brain's ticking away, and I think the Rudolph was sent to me by somebody else. Don't write nothing down, that's the trouble. So this is the one with the amendment. Nice pretty potato. Mix those with the Charlotte and Swift that we've got. I bought the potato feed from a Giant Potatoes, but I just thought it'd be interesting to see does it really make a difference, because as you know, I don't buy too much. I like everything to try and grow its own way. Again, this one's a little bit dry. With a potato reveal, like any root crop, you never know what you're going to get until you harvest. Again, the roots are in the bottom, but not as prolific as the others. But they did like those, a bit of sheep's wool. Again, you could plant that because you got the roots there. So there's everything in here. All by, when I sift the compost, everything goes back into the compost bin eventually. Adds us a good brown. Gives the worms somewhere nice to hide. A little fertile, see if there's anything left. Well, other than the sheep's wool, that just might have been a fluke, or there was only 2 seeds in there, but I don't know. But this has had nothing added, so all those potatoes have done is feed off my homemade compost. These potatoes had a good handful of the potato fertiliser. I don't think there's a great deal of difference there, but we can definitely see a difference there. But that just might have been a little fluke. But I don't think we really need to add nutrients amendments to our potatoes if we're using our homemade compost. That's if you can make your own. If not, you have to use the compost you actually buy, and they should have enough nutrients in to keep your potatoes going, because potatoes will grow in absolutely anything. And I grew some potatoes in a bucket of stones. A little bit of mouse damage. Could be a rat. Right, let's finish these off. If nothing else, we've harvested some really nice compost. Can't beat a bit of toilet brush action. And leave all your soil at the allotment. I've been putting it round the peas. Much better to do this at the allotment. Save that one for seed. And there's the other potato reveal we did in a previous video. They look like Swift. They look like Charlotte. I presume they look like Rudolph with a red nose. Oh, you could see them. I've covered them up full. So, nice productive day. July 5th, 2025. Early morning. We've got some nice spring onions. We've got some long beans. We've picked the rest of the broccoli, including insects. Got a couple of little courgettes, French pongo beans, some lettuce, some onions. Yes, you might say they're small, but they haven't got aluminium leaf miner. Charlotte Swift potatoes that we thought were Swift, and then the Rudolph, and of course the greyhound cabbage. Last time I took Mrs. Clare greyhound cabbage home, I didn't clean it, and I put her 2 caterpillars on her plate, nicely steamed. She was not amused. Thumbs up, thumbs down for the interaction. Please leave me a comment, and why not consider subscribing. Happy gardening to you all. Till next time, my friends. Ta-ra for now. And I'm working in the bathroom, so the videos will be clearly marked bathroom makeover. So if you want to watch, you can. But that's where I am if I'm not at the allotment or at work. Take care, my friends. Bye-bye. Don't forget the end screens.